Hey, everybody, welcome to the Roofr Masterclass. I'm your host, Pete, with my co host, Nick. And today we're going to cover a very interesting topic. I think something that comes up for us quite often, a question that's asked. I know coming from a CRM background, it was a very important piece that was often asked of us is how well does this software operate in the field? How well can I use it on the go? And how will it help my business if I'm out in the field? So today, Nick and I are going to dive into that specific topic, and we're going to talk about Roofr on the go and how you can use it in the field to streamline what you guys are doing and to hopefully make the life easier of your whole entire team, and particularly hopefully win some more work, right, Nick?
Of course. Yeah, we're always on the go as roofers. We're always out at jobs, inspecting, pressing the flesh with our customers. And that's something that we're really cognizant of when we're building this tool, is to make sure that if you're on the go, if you need it, it's going to be available to you at any time.
Yeah, so if you guys have questions along the way, very informal as always, feel free to drop them in the chat. We'd love to see feedback from you guys and see if we can answer some questions on the fly here as we go. So let's just talk about the advantages of being able to work in the field. We have some guys that we deal with a lot of smaller companies, a lot of smaller businesses here at Roofr. We have a lot of customers that have come up with some ingenious ways of using Roofr in the field to really create a tremendous process, with what we've created, and being able to use it to really speed up the whole process of closing jobs. Of course, Cody from Integris, shout out to him. We often use him as an example, you and I both, because he has built an incredible process around Roofr. And just kind of cover, I guess, Nick, Cody a little bit better than I do, but what he's doing and how he's really maximizing the use of this in the field.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and it's like I tend to think that, like, oh, I'm pretty creative with these ideas. Like I was the guy in the field working. I have all these ideas here, but Cody really impressed me with the way that he was doing it. So when I first met Cody, he was calling me for some assistance on like a difficult DIY that he was drawing. Then we got to know each other, see how it was flowing and stuff like that, and we got him on proposals, and he started using that. And the way that he describes what he does is really, really impressive. So he gets a call, he gets a lead, and he goes out to the house. He likes going out to every house so he can inspect it in person, but he does it in a different way by combining Roofr with that process. So he goes to the door, knocks on the door, and says, "Hey, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Whomever, I'm Cody. I'm going to be here to take a look at your roof. I got a drone here. I'm going to quickly pop up on the roof, take a fly around, and then I'll come talk to you in about 10 minutes. So pop the drone up and go around, take photos of the inspection, go a little bit higher, take a shot from down from the sky, and then goes back into his truck, uploads those videos onto his drone photos onto his phone, and he starts drawing out the roof. He sets scale, draws out the roof, and then one click builds out a proposal, adds the inspection photos into it, and within 10 minutes or so, he's knocking back on that door with a full quote in hand that's been emailed to the customer, as well as on an iPad in front of them, and says, "Hey, let's talk about your project. Here's what I have." And he's showing them a detailed multi-page proposal with documentation, with photos of the roof, with all the information about the products that he's using, as well as a measurement report in seconds. And he says, like, it blows people away. Like, you always think about a roofer as like a chuck in a truck, a toothless guy knocking on your door being like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm going to get your roof done." And now you have like really professional people out there that are coming out there with technology and doing this in record time with the education and showing them exactly what they're about to purchase.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing to note here is that traditionally this would have been a very lengthy process, right? Come out, especially in the way he's doing things. You come out, you're doing an inspection, maybe before you were climbing up on a ladder, you're measuring, you're doing an inspection, then you're coming back down, getting in the truck, probably driving back to the office to create that proposal and put together, a packet for the customer that you're then driving back out to present potentially. So you take all that into account. You're talking about hours and hours
Yeah.
utilized to get there. And now, with the use of the drone and then our tools, he's able to produce it all in minutes. And I can't even imagine how many one call closes he's getting because of that.
And it's crazy too, because it's not even like hours on hours. You're looking at like 24 to 48 hours, the old way of doing it. You got to schedule that time. You got to drive out there. Now we got gas at like $7, $8 a gallon. Up here in Canada, it's $2.15 a liter. Like, it's insane. By the way, Pete, liters is a different unit of measurements that us Canadians use.
Yeah, we don't use metric stuff here.
Yeah. So it spreads it out, and now you could do this in a matter of minutes. Another thing is too, like, Cody doesn't always have to use a drone. Like, if you're one of the people in this meeting or watching it later, and you guys we have great DIY imagery available. You could just use the DIY, and instead of $0, you're looking at $2 to $4. Not exactly breaking the bank. And you're going to be able to do that. Go up there with your phone, take photos on a company cam or on your phone, and just upload it directly into Roofr, into that proposal, and really show off what you have to offer to that homeowner, and give them that education piece that's going to make you stand apart. And think about what will happen after that when their neighbors come up, be like, oh, who was in your driveway? It's like, oh, this guy, like, wait till I show you what he did. He was here, he flew something up there, boom, and like all of a sudden had all this information, and just blow away everybody. And you're going to get referrals all the way down that street.
Yeah, and the one thing to note too here is, like, we often talk about the speed to lead, being the first guy in the door. Imagine if not only you're the first guy in the door, but you're able to leave that proposal with them before you've even left. Now everybody that comes in behind you is going to be compared to that. And every person who comes in and does an inspection and doesn't leave a proposal behind has just lost you, right? Like, you're winning that all day, right? So it's just all the way around. It's just a good business practice to get into. And so let's dive into it. I know we've got a couple scenarios here to cover today for on the go stuff. Something that you and I really like about Roofr, and we've talked about it at length, is the tech side of the business, the repair side of the business. How could you potentially start to use techs, or if you're out there doing repair work besides the re-roofs that you're doing, how could you employ Roofr to do that as well? So I think we've got an example of that here today that you set up. So for your techs that are out there on the road, being able to use Roofr on the go to like streamline what they're doing and just make it easier all the way around for them. And then also, how to produce kind of a similar scenario to what we're talking about there with Cody. So let's dive into it, Nick, and you pick which one you want to do first, and we'll kind of walk everybody through it. So
yeah, of course.
Matt, I see your comment in the chat. Great idea, the workflow, and you'll kind of see here. I think you even have a drone image, don't you, Nick? That
I do. So
we can upload here and kind of show you how that would flow through our process.
Exactly. And it's really exciting. Like, we'll be able to get a lot. Matt, you got my brain turning now. Like, now I want to actually go film myself out on the out in the field with my drone and kind of filming the entire process. So maybe that's another project for another time, but we will show a little bit about the drone one. We could even start off with that, really.
Yeah, let's do it.
To kind of show that flow there. So remind me about the repair stuff once we get into it, because I got a lot of ideas for that too. So the tag that I have for this is like, never leave a property without a signed contract. So I got an idea. Absolutely. So we'll keep that in there. So I got my screen open here. So what it would look like on your phone. So this is kind of what you'd be looking at, or on your iPad. It's a little bit of a different view, but basically, when you're in your Roofr system on your mobile, you have that little 3 button at top, at the 3 line button at the top left-hand corner there, and you have all your options down here. Just kind of foreshadowing for something exciting for our next webinar. We just released our customer record stuff. So either talk to one of your reps. We have our demo link right up in the comment section there. But we will be doing a full masterclass on it to dive into it. So we got some really cool stuff there. But as for today, we're going to start off with measurements, because that's what we're doing. We're talking about getting in front of the people in front of the house. So if you're out here and you're in an area, maybe there's not a lot of great imagery. It's kind of in like Farmville from where I'm from. Or maybe you want to be like Cody and fly that drone up there right away and get a really crisp, nice image. you have that option now. So at the top left-hand corner, same kind of flow. You have the order, and you can type in an address. What I'm going to type in here is 1161. Oops. So Lake. There we are. We can click on the address, click on continue, and it's going to check for satellite imagery. What you're going to see here is something in a situation where you don't have imagery or you do have imagery, so you can create a DIY. So when you're creating a DIY, you'll see we don't have any high definition imagery, but that's okay because we're using a drone. So the situation here, you just got to the house, you talk to the homeowner, so you're going to pop a drone up there, take a look at everything. What we're going to go to is the upload image, the free option. It's the last option always there. And you can click on that here, and it's going to allow you to select an image from your phone, and you can pick whatever the drone image is. So you can't see this because it's on a separate screen right now, but it's just me picking a drone image. So I'm going to upload it in. We got a beautiful, nice flat roof here, 3-level flat roof. And all we have to do is set scale. This is super easy because you're going to be at the job with the drone, and all you need is one line for scale. You could do an eaves length, a rake's length, whatever you need. What I like to do, it's a little cheat code, is either have like a 2x4 in the truck, like a trough board that you put on the ground, and you know exactly the length of that. A ripper that you use for taking off shingles, there you could put on the ground, or know the length of your car. Like you got your truck in there, you know the length of it. Boom, you could set scale right from there. In this case, I know the length of this front eave, so I'm just going to hit draw a line, and we're going to go here. Oops, click here. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Cancel and redo this. Click here, and you can mark scale here. What I'm going to do is, as I just hit cancel there, I'm going to show a different way of going about it, which is a really simple way to make it nice and easy. So first thing I'm going to do is square this up. And because this is a nice, easy roof to do, we're going to measure it out and go from bottom up here. Pete, you missed, thank God you're back, I'm going to be honest. You missed me doing 2 solo master classes, and I realized how much I needed my Batman to my Robin because it was hard to do this and talk at the same time. But I did do a DIY masterclass going over kind of like the ways to do drawing. So you could always check that in the Roofr system. If anybody's watching, we have our podcast and everything there. So we could jump in, and here's how you do layers, where you could actually now overlap things. So you go bottom up from A over, and picture this, you're just in your truck on your phone, drawing this out piece by piece, making it nice and simple. How quickly is this going to be for the team, for everybody watching to implement at home, Pete?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple process. I mean, we have found, I know I've heard more than once, of folks that have someone in their office that does this a couple of times and gets really comfortable with it. And they have that person, they just essentially call back an address, and that person draws it really quick for them and puts it in the system. Once you get the hang of this, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, Nick, but once you get the hang of it, you're talking about what, 5 minutes to draw most properties?
Yeah,
you're going to come across some more cut up stuff, but for most of your straightforward roofs, you're going to get about 5 or 10 minutes to draw it. And I'm just reading Matt's comments. He said he's been having trouble uploading some drone images. I don't know if you know what could possibly be causing that, Nick.
Could be sizes and stuff, but hit us up after, Matt, or maybe Kate in the chat. We could kind of do a private convo there where we can get his information. And then from there, we can find out exactly what's going on to see why it's happening. Sometimes it could be a certain image and it's just not flowing nicely, but we'll be able to figure this out.
It should be something that we can grab an image from him and see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Play around with it there. So as you can see, as I'm down here, I'm just going from layer to layer, just labeling the edges, which is super simple. You just click at the bottom, you have the edges there, and just kind of mark off everything that it is. I'm marking these as eaves as rakes, even though it looks like flats, because this roof has a small slope to it. Like we're looking at anywhere from a 112 to 212, and that light gray roof is going to be more of a 312. still flat. We're still going to put like a modified bitumen on there, but it's going to help out with that. So you can go down to at the bottom, mark everything off so that you know exactly what you're using and how you're using it. And this simple system just kind of makes it flow so easily.
Yeah, I love the layering system. I think that that's such a unique feature that allows you, on some of these overhangs and stuff like that to really capture it. I know there's some other products out there that have issues capturing, or have a challenge when it comes to capturing those overhanging areas. So love the layering, feature that we have here and what it allows you to do.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on any of that square footage. Like in a situation like here, you can see that this overlaps quite a bit underneath because it's a walkway, and you don't want to miss anything there. You're going to be missing vital square footage that is going to make you underquote the job, or you're going to end up missing some step flashing, wall flashing, and stuff like that. So I love the fact that we have that available, and it also kind of breaks up the roof nicely, where I could just add in different pitches, break it in piece by piece here, and just adding everything in. As you can see, I'm just doing a simple 3, 2, and 0 pitch. And one cool thing is, once you put on a pitch lower than a 312 in our system, it automatically maps it to a flat roof. So now I have a full report that's already saved. We're good to go. And we could pop back into our measurements and see that it's located right here in our lovely dashboard under DIY. And we have it here. We could add the customer information if we want. We could now say who created it. If you're an admin on our team, on your team, you could see everyone that created it throughout there. And now with customer record, hint, hint to the next masterclass, you could now assign projects to people on your team to make it really simple. So from here, you can you'll have your templates already built, and that's what our team helps you do. So once you sign up with us, we help you build your templates, build your catalog, send out that first proposal, and teach you how to use this so you can do it from the future, in the future. But from here, we're still in front of the house. All we have to do is click on proposal here, and it's going to ask me which template I want. I want this residential flat roofing template that I built. I'm going to use this template, and it's going to calculate all those quantities that we have, all those rakes, all those ridges, all that square foot, all those flashings. And now we have a multi-option proposal that we just built out in seconds. So I have the mod bit replacement here. I have the description of it and everything. I have everything marked down to everything I need, from removal of the old one, tapered ISO, fiberboard, base and cap, along with wall flashing and some vents. I want to put a little bit of margin on there so I make some coin to pay for the gas that we were charged so much for. And there we go. Now we move on to the next one. That's not a problem. It makes it very easy. And you could also change things up here with the proposal setting and show line item quantities and all that stuff there. Multi options, if you do have multi options that you want to kind of update on. Now, all you have to do is go across the entire process. You could unlink things as simple as it is there and keep on going through it. So once you have this all set up, ready to go, you're going to put in the customer details. I'm going to do this to John Jones. Send this out to Mr. John Jones. And build out a multi-option proposal in, a couple minutes? So
I was just going to say, I think we went from drone image to completed proposal in probably less than 10 minutes.
And wait till you see what it looks like.
That was with you drawing. That was with you drawing it.
And this entire proposal looks so sharp. Like, let this load here for a second. And you'll see it's not a regular proposal. It's not a scope of work proposal that is just a couple lines, your logo, and that. I got an updated cover image. You could change it around if you want to put in a picture of the home because you're already there. Up that in, change the layout around. We have a mod bit replacement here option with everything here. We also have a TPO replacement. So you could offer a 2-ply, a 1-ply, and this is just for residential. So imagine for commercials, you could do coatings, you could do maintenances, and everything else that you need, where the customer has multiple options. And they also have brochures about exactly what they're getting, about educating them and stuff. So think about Cody in this situation. Cody just came out there, knocked on the door, took a drone image, uploaded photos, had all that stuff added in, which is nice and easy to do, and walked them to the front of the home. And now if you have this on your phone or your iPad, you could now have them sign now as a customer, and they could pick what option they want to pick. Type that they want this done. Please get it done in the next couple weeks. Sign away, and you're good to go, and they can send it now. Or you could email it out to them and say, "Hi, Mrs. Jones," and say she had to go out for whatever, groceries, I don't know. What do people do nowadays? Gas. And you missed her, not a problem. You could send this out to her. So by the time she just left the driveway, she's got a full proposal in her hands. So like, sorry, I missed you. And then send this out to them, and they're able to sign, send, and go. And that's how easy it is. And that's how quick it can be. It's absolutely amazing that you can do this from your mobile phone in seconds. And the fun part is too, is after you're done sending this, you can go down into your system here and see that, hey, this customer viewed it. So on your drive to the next job, you can call that customer and say, hey, saw that you viewed the proposal. What can we go around with? So you have that entire system built out for you right here.
Yeah, I love the versatility of it. The fact that, like you said, if the customer's there, I've got the sign now option. I can go right back up to the house. I can make that, kitchen table presentation if that's how I traditionally did things. But if not, I'm still going to be the first one to the table by emailing that even before I've left their house. Right. So it just gives you so much flexibility to get to these customers so much quicker with such a nice product, right? Like you said, it's not just a bare bones line item quote like you would see out of your CRM or, maybe something you'd produce out of Microsoft Word or something like that. This is a really professional presentation style quote that you're producing in literally minutes. I mean, literally, like, I think from the time you hit the button to the time we sent it to the customers, like 3 minutes. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's incredible. That's an incredible turnaround, and like I said, the flexibility part of it is so huge that now it allows us to do things like, go back and edit reports if we needed to, create other options as far as, like you said, maintenance and repairs you mentioned there for the commercial guys. Right. So there's so many ways to build this thing out and set yourself up for success and set yourself up to be able to rebuttal anything that the customer may have as far as like, oh, you guys are too expensive. Okay, here's some other options, right? So it's just an amazing tool all the way around. Very powerful.
Yeah, and a cool thing, I was talking with a roofer on Friday. His name's Warren. He's out of the Atlanta area. And one of the things he does is he likes to order the report and build the proposal, but not send it. Keep it in the drafts. As you can see in drafts here, we have a bunch of them, and have it ready. And then he sends a tech out or their salesperson out to go out in the job, take photos, and then jump back in the car on his phone, update this draft and upload those photos, and then go to the door. So you could actually have this set up and ready by your office, like you said, in the drafts, and then you can just go out there and get that updated a little bit, maybe change some things, add in that we need to add in some plywood replacement on the fly. It just makes it so much easier. And uploading the photos from a mobile standpoint, which we'll go through in the next one here, it just shows kind of the versatility of it to make it nice and easy. So it's awesome. What do you say about we go through this repair option?
Yeah, let's do it. This is my favorite.
Yeah. So like Pete and I have always talked about like just doing repairs, like just knowing that like repairs are going to lead to a full replacement in the future. You're also going to grab a lot of the references from around there, the best kind of leads that you can get out there. I know everybody's asking online, where do I get leads? How do I get leads? And yeah, sure, there's door knocking, there's SEO. Those are great options. But the best lead is a referral lead. So how do you get referrals? Doing great stuff and helping people out. So one of the cool ways that you can do this is I'm going to flip it. Instead of the drone option, I'm going to show you how to do DIY through this. So you can go back into your system, DIY, say you're out on the road and you're looking at this house and you see that there's some damage. The customer is wishy-washy if they're ready on a full commitment, on a full replacement. It's like, cool, let me show you everything that's here So I guarantee myself that I'm walking out of this house with pretty much a signed contract. So we could jump in here, and I'm going to choose a new address. Aurora Heights Drive. Select an address, hit continue. And now it's going to give me, this is an area that has nice imagery, HD imagery here. We have a bunch of options. If I don't want to draw it, if it's a pig of a roof, don't worry, we could still measure it for you. It's right here. It's $15 on the free plan, $10 if you're on a subscription plan. But we have all these different images here from different dates. You can see when they were captured that we can draw from. This is a nice, simple roof, nothing too crazy. I like this photo the best so far because it's not too shadowed, not too blurry and everything. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on Draw It Myself and pop into the system real quick. Same process as always. I'm just going to square this baby up so it's nice and easy for me to draw. I'm not good at drawing on angles because I wear glasses and I can't see well. So this is going to improve it. But think about this, Pete. Like, you just went to this person's house and you now don't even need to pop a drone up. But think about how quick this is now. You're saving all that time from drone setup as well. And you're able to just start drawing it out. You don't have to set scale. You're just ready to go. It's already scaled for you. And we'll be able to draw this out in seconds.
Yeah, I love the fact that, sorry, I was answering Matt's question as you're drawing there. But yeah, I think, it's just amazing how quickly you can operate this. And like you said, the more you get into this, the quicker you get at it, the more efficient you are. I know you're way more efficient at drawing these than I am. But, it's just crazy how flexible this tool is. Like you said, cut up roof, maybe you want us to, or, maybe you want us to knock it out for you. Simplified roof like this, something you can draw really quick. You just jump on it yourself, draw it in a minute real quick, and then label everything up. You're ready to roll. The beauty of this, when you draw yourself, what I really love is that it's an instant download, right? So if it's a situation where, like in this case, right, we're talking about a repair and I'm a tech guy out in the field, I don't necessarily want to have to order a measurement report that I have to wait on. I may need that information right now so that I can make an accurate estimate of the job. By drawing this, you're getting an instant download, right? Like, you're getting the ability to download this report on the spot, and be able to edit it for whatever the damage is or whatever the repair is, and have accurate measurements to use to quote your job.
And the cool thing is, like, I did a podcast last week with Hook Agency, Tim Brown. We're talking about like the difference between roof measurement software and hand measuring. A lot of people think because we're in the roof measurement, roof software, that we're all for just like measure. No, use this thing like as a complementary tool. I was able to draw this from my car. Now I could pop on the roof and inspect the plywood, see if there's multiple layers, but I don't need to go measure every facet now. So you just save so much time, and you're still able to kind of go up there and kind of feel it, because a lot of homeowners want you to be on their roof. They don't want you just to send this out. So use this as like a complementary tool, but it's going to speed things up. And the cool thing is that you mentioned before, if it is too big of a roof, you don't want to draw it out, you're not really confident in it, not a problem. We can order it for you. If you're on some of the subscription plans, you'll get it in under 3 hours. You could probably go knock 3 doors, get back to your car, and this one's ready for you to build. That's how quick we can get these things out for $10. But like we said, we now have this report done. It's all set up, ready to go. And we want to talk about a repair option. So I'm going to go to DIY down here. I'm going to create a proposal. And I have a repair and full replacement template that I've already built out. And that makes it easy. One reminder is you could have as many templates as you want on these plans. As you can see, I go a little bit overboard, but you have single option, multi options. Basically, it's one for every situation that you're going to run into on the field. It's just going to make it that much quicker for you to build something out. So the last one was a flat roof. Next door is a pitched roof. We want to do a repair. Not a problem. I'm going to hit the repair and maintenance template, and it's going to calculate those quantities again. It's a little bit more complicated than a flat roof, because a flat roof is just kind of a couple squares there, and we know how it is. This one's got hip bridges, starters, eaves, rakes, all that stuff. Not a problem. We're going to calculate everything into this, and we're also going to build out the different options that we have here. So for shingle repair option, we have it set right here. I have a I got a map to the square footage at a small amount, so I know how much this is going to be. I'm going to crank up this margin a little bit. Here we are. And you could also kind of take a look and go here, take a look at the report and actually add it in if you want to. From here, I could pop in over, oops, I got all backed around here. Here we are. We could add items if we want, as we want. Sorry, Pete, I'm having a brain fart right now on how to pop back into the other options, but yeah, take it away for a second.
Yeah, no, and I think that one thing I wanted to touch on here too is that, I think it's overlooked because, we're traditionally thought of as a roof measurement software, right? So people just think, okay, take a roof measurement, roll it into a roofing estimate, but our templates allow you the ability to create a template for anything, right? So don't be afraid to create a template in there for a siding repair or full-blown siding replacement or window replacement or, whatever else you guys may do, fencing, decks, whatever the case may be. I've come across a lot of roofers that do a lot of other things. I mean, some of them full-blown GCs doing interior repairs, like he said, like Nick said, it allows you to have as many templates as you want. So take advantage of it and add templates for all this stuff, because what it does is it only makes your life that much easier when you get out in the field like this, and you're doing this mobilely, to not have to go in there and type these things out, to be able to just click that template that you need and have it populate and be able to just tweak it a little bit and be ready to roll.
Exactly. And as you can see, that populated in that short period of time where it mapped to measurements, it populated 4 different quotes here. I have a repair PDF already in, a brochure for a full replacement. We could upload photos very easily. I have my terms and conditions. And let's do this photo thing just to kind of show the person exactly what is going. So you can upload photos from your phone, from your iPad, from a secret that we're obviously showing a little bit here, but integrations may or may not be happening very soon. But you can take photos of the roof that we have here. So I'm just going to put in a couple here as we go along and let that load in.
Yeah, and I love this piece because I think, like the custom cover image, the ability to add these photos of the job, they allow us now to really personalize this proposal, right? It's not just like a blanket proposal that looks like we're giving it to every single roofing customer that we have. If I'm the customer and I'm flipping through this and I'm like, whoa, these are pictures of my roof. These are pictures that he's annotated that he took while he was up doing an inspection. Like, it adds a whole nother layer to this, on top of how professional it already looks, because it's got these PDF brochures in there. It's very detailed in the quoting process. You see here all the options that it's going to give the customer. But now I'm also seeing pictures of my roof, and I'm seeing the damage, or maybe like he just kind of showed you guys a little bit. Maybe I'm uploading the pictures that I took in my company cam when I did my inspection, right? Like, bringing those pictures in, it really is going to personalize this for the customer, and it really hits home, right? Like, it's really going to make a big difference. Like all these little things, these fine details that we've done a really good job. Our tech team has done a fantastic job of adding all these things, are really what puts these proposals over the top, right? It really sets them apart from the run-of-the-mill proposals that these guys are getting. Or even, if your competition is still pen and paper, obviously they're not going to have the capabilities to add all this stuff if they're still writing up a quote for somebody, right? So now you're offering the customer things that the other guy can't even do, right?
Yeah, you really want to show off what your experience and show off what you're giving them. Like, yeah, with this annotation tool, you could mark up these things, point out high nails, talk about why their situations. In that first image, I showed that it was a CertainTeed independent shingle that is discontinued. It's an organic asphalt shingle. You can talk about that all on there. No one with a pen and paper is going to be able to do that. Maybe they'll have their phone and show them like by flipping through, but they're not going to have like something to hold, like a tangible quote to work with. It's just not going to work there. So why not present this all to people and like change this up by just saying like here, inspection photos, and show how you're different than the other guys. Show what you want to do. Like you could really open this all up and really kind of reshape everything. If you want to, you can even go into these brochures on the fly and hide pages. If it's too long, if you want to put the Roofr measurement report in there and you want to hide the material calculations page, not a problem. You can do that. But you can just go in there now and like link out things and like make sure they're hidden for the future or link them on. But now what we have, we just built out in that short period of time. We came to the house and we were able to draw it out from the ground. We were able to take a look at everything here and build a quote, take photos of the roof, upload it, and we're giving them an option for repair, a replacement, and also for a maintenance program. So you're really kind of like setting the stage so that this customer is not feeling that they're being taken advantage of. I'm actually going to pop back because I want to put on the multi-option feature here, but they're not feeling taken advantage of, that they're not being pressured into the sale. And that's one of the worst things that you can do for these homeowners is make them feel like their only option is a full replacement. And we all know as roofers, there are some times where a repair is good enough. Like it can get them another year. Maybe it can hit them another 2 years, and you put them into a maintenance contract where you're showing up there once a year to kind of just like, caulk some nails, make sure the flashing's looking okay, update them with some more photos on the project, really, really help them out and make them feel comfortable, but show the value of a full replacement at the same time. Show them what the warranty is going to be versus a repair, which is going to be zilch for a warranty. So you're able to really present something to them that's going to make them feel comfortable, make them feel like you're the guy that they want to do business with. And now you have an option like this where you could show like a beautiful picture of their bad roof there. But the first option is the shingle repair. Second option, you can delete this off if you want, but it's good to have it in case you have a flat roof option. You could have a shingle roof maintenance option, which is going to give you like a breakdown. It's going to be, $720. I'm going to show up here once a year. I'm going to take a look at everything and kind of keep you updated with it. And you can see how you could have the description and everything. Then you can have like a full replacement option as well, built in with all the information that you need, a summary with 4 different options, 4 different prices, a little PDF on what a roof repair entails, a little bit about your company. You can make custom PDFs and upload them. Something about the product itself that you'll be using, some of the inspection photos, what my installation includes in terms and conditions. And here's the kicker. You're in front of them explaining everything. Flip around that iPad, flip around that phone to take a look at it and say, look, I have financing options. We could definitely work with you on this. You could work and click on this Mosaic link, the service finance link, whatever, and you can get an option for paid up to amount. And you can go now, if you just want to do the roof maintenance and the shingle repair, that means I do a repair right now. You sign on for roof maintenance, and that's $1,500. I'm going to be back once a year. We'll schedule it out, and I'll keep you updated and everything. And they love that. That's great. Or maybe they just want to go with the full shingle replacement option and a roof maintenance. So you're coming back every year. You could add that in, and you could see this pricing change right in front of them. So a very visual thing where the customer knows what they're buying in and what they could afford now, and making them feel comfortable that they're here with you. Or maybe they just want to do this. So this is kind of guaranteeing you, like we're saying, a sale, a signed contract at every job. Give them with the multi-option feature that you have with Roofr Proposals here. Give them all the options. Give them what they want and educate them on what option each option entails. Yes, we can do a repair here, but it's not going to last. It's not going to have a warranty. Your roof is near the end. I can do the repair and put a roof maintenance option and come back and kind of keep you up to date. Or we can go on a full replacement option that's going to give you a 30 or 50-year warranty with a 150 mile an hour wind rating, and that's going to be foolproof. So it's all about that education, right, Pete?
Yeah, and I love the fact that it's not only selling this job and potentially upselling on this job, but it's potentially selling future work on the same property. like if they were to choose the maintenance option with the repair, odds are when it comes time to get the roof replaced, they're not going someplace else. They already have a quote in their hand. You've given them a quote here for the actual roof replacement. Whether they choose to accept it at this point or later down the road, you're still getting them, right? So you've still given them that option. They see it there. They know they have it. So if a year from now, 2 years from now, they say, okay, now we're in a position to replace the roof. Hey, remember that guy that came and did that repair? He quoted us for the roof too. Let me go grab that quote really quick. I'll hit him up and see if it's still good, right? Maybe you tweak it a little bit because, as we know, prices obviously are just continuing to go up on everything. So maybe you may have to make an adjustment on it, but at least you're the first person that comes to mind when it's time to do that project, right? So by doing this, you're not only giving yourself the potential to upsell a little bit in this situation on the current project, but probably setting yourself up for success down the road, right? And the ability to become this person's roofer, right? Like we've talked about that on some podcasts, becoming like the roofer of choice for the customer, and this is how you do it. This is how you set yourself up to become a long-term, to build a long-term relationship with this customer.
Yeah, not just being that person's roofer, but being that community's roofer.
Right.
Like that word of mouth spreads. And if you're that person that's showing up like once every 6 months to inspect the roof, they're like, who the hell is that guy that always comes over? And he's got the ladder and he goes up there and he's gone in like 20 minutes. Oh, he's my roofer. He gave me this roof maintenance contract and he comes over every 6 months and just kind of keeps me up to date. And like, I'm going to go with him when I need, but he just saved me $8,000 on this roof or 10 grand on this roof and is doing this in the short term. And you have that person, and now you have all their neighbors too. The neighborhoods talk. They all have their Facebook communities. They're all chatting about it. So you better believe in that Facebook community to say, hey, my roof's leaking. Does anybody know anybody? That person that you just gave this maintenance to or this repair to is going to be like supporting you. And they could just sign in the person here and say, please give me a repair and schedule a follow-up for maintenance in the fall. And you could do that. You just walked away with a signed contract. You got a customer for life. And you're ready to help them out and kind of really like make sure that everything is set up for them for the future.
Yeah. And I love, like you said, you're going there with options for them. So you're most likely going to be leaving with some type of a signed contract, right? It's not an all or nothing situation where you're either taking this replacement or not. Now you've given them some other alternatives that could potentially still close you some business here.
Exactly. And keep track of it too. You can click on that view selections button there and see what you sold this person with in your Roofr dashboard. Like, oh yeah, that's right. I got a repair and a maintenance here. And on this one over here, I just have the view sign proposal and all that stuff. You can really go through all of this and open up your entire sales process from A to B, streamlining it, making sure you get in front of more customers, get more jobs, and doing it from the comfort of your car. Like we normally say comfort of your home. But now you got your phone on the road with you. Pop a drone up there or check out the HD imagery, draw it right from your car, right from your phone, your iPad. A lot of people have their laptops in their cars nowadays. Get this up, set it up, send it out to the customer and blow them away with how professional you are and how much you're here to help them.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, even back in my CRM days, one of the things that I always loved was the iPad, right? The iPad is such a great visual tool, to run that program on and to run a platform like this on, because it's just so easy to use. It's so handy. The screen's a little bigger than your phone, obviously, right? So it's visually a little bit more pleasing for the customer to work off of it, but you still have all that mobile capability. You still have the ability to run through that proposal. It will look fantastic on an iPad. It's going to be easy to sign on there with their finger, if they're in person, or if not, to quickly email it to them. To answer your question, Matt, yes, and we did a lot of the sign now showing today because we were talking about the mobile version. But like Nick mentioned early on, if that customer's not there when it's time to present that proposal, you easily can email off this proposal to them. They can sign it electronically from that link, and it will automatically download a copy for them, right? It sends them a copy of it, and it actually automatically will update in your system. So if you're looking at your dashboard, it's not even that it sends it back to you, Matt. It just automatically updates it in here and tells you that you now have a one contract that has been signed.
Yeah, and you can filter it so you can kind of see exactly what you're doing, what you're working with. And with again, hint to our next masterclass when we talk about our customer record here, you can now link that directly with your CRM. So everything works directly with it. So you have QuickBooks, that's got a Zapier integration. Don't worry, we help you set that up. Get that information over there to create an invoice instantly. You have a CRM that you created that lead. You got the phone call, your office manager typed in the lead into the CRM. Don't worry, that could zap directly into Roofr and set you up for success while you're on the road. Like, we're here to make sure that you are closing more jobs with less effort, growing your business, and being able to do things that you're more passionate about. Could be being on the roof and doing repairs. It could be building your business. It could be spending time with your family. It could be going fishing. Who cares? That's what you want to do. And we're going to be able to help you run your business efficiently from the comfort of your truck, your office, your home, whatever you want. I had a great conversation. I'm Canadian, remind us. So, because this is going to matter. But I had a great conversation with a guy. His name's Dylan. He's out in Chatham, and Chatham, Ontario, small farm town. He was like, he has the best problem every small company has. I'm too busy. I don't have enough time to get out these quotes and get everything going. So how can I streamline my process? And I was like, Dylan, work with me. I'll show you how to do DIY. You could be doing these reports and shooting out the proposals to the customer while you're watching the hockey game. Like, you could just be sitting there at night watching the Leafs lose and depress everybody in Ontario, Canada, and then still get those jobs signed. And he's able to like close at a rapid rate now because he's doing it all from the comfort of his mobile device mostly. It's incredible. He sits there on the couch, draws them out, and shoots them out. So you could really do anything you want with this type of thing.
Yeah, and I think like the biggest thing to note here is that, how easily, you moved around in here today, how easily you manipulated the measurement tool, how easily you manipulated through a proposal tool that is very robust, right? And how you were easily able to make adjustments to the multi options and, see it map and, add items, take items away, whatever you need to do, change your margin on it. If it's a re-roof or if it's a repair, quickly, drag that margin slider. So, I think the biggest thing to take away from this is how nicely it flows on the mobile device, and how easy it is to use and how, efficient it can make you out there. Like you said, like I have a similar story. I remember working with a guy who said, hey, I used to have to run to all these houses and sit down at kitchen tables and make presentations and pray they signed it and then possibly have to go back a second time to get a signature. He's like, and now I'm sending off, proposals while I'm on the boat fishing with my kids. Like, and I'm shooting proposals off and I'm checking the status to see whether I won or not while we're fishing. He's like, I don't even have to be there anymore. I don't even have to be at the office anymore to be doing this work. And it's amazing. The flexibility that gives you is just tremendous.
Yeah, it really makes it easy. One thing I do want to mention, I believe it was either, maybe it was Mark, but anybody who's watching this, if you ever want to see any of our help articles or anything like that, there's a help center at the bottom of your page here on the left-hand side. In there houses all of our master classes, like Kate said in the comments there, our explainer videos, our FAQs, as well as our podcast hosted by yours truly, Pete McKendrick over there. So we have everything here, a lot of great information here. And even better than just this stuff, just so you could watch it at home, book a demo with us. Our sales agents, our customer success agents, we are here to help. We talk to hundreds of roofers a week. We get a lot of great ideas and we love sharing to see how we could help you build your company up even more.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we are an overlooked resource. And also I think, even if you are currently using it and you just want to learn more about the tool, you have questions about the versatility of the tool or maybe some other ways you can utilize it to quote differently or maybe more efficiently or better, to win more jobs, and convert more business, feel free to reach out to us. Like Nick said, we're talking to hundreds of roofers a day. We see some tremendous uses of the product. All kinds of really cool stuff. And we love to share it, so definitely hit us up and see what we can do to help you out.
Any questions left in that chat there? Or are we all good to go?
I think that's it. I think we've answered everybody's stuff.
Excellent.
Good, everybody. All right.
Well, Pete, It was great to have you back. I'll tell you that. That was
Yeah.
a lot less stress
Nice
on
to be
running
back.
this.
Yeah, I've been traveling the last couple times and missed a few. So yeah, glad to be back on the webinar series here and getting the master classes back rolling. So yeah, I appreciate you joining me, Nick, and love this topic. I think it's great. And hopefully you guys got a good bit out of it. And like I said, if you have any additional questions, feel free to hit us up anytime. We look forward to seeing you guys on the next masterclass. Going to be a great one. Lots of new features coming out. Lots of great stuff to talk about.
Very excited. And thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Everybody have a good night.